and welcome. Today's 2025 May 20, Tuesday, and oh boy do I have a fascinating peek from the archives for you today. It's like digging a time capsule, but for you AI brains. So, I was looking at this paper, right? The title is Temporal, a benchmark for evaluating temporal reasoning across implicit and explicit references. The code is GPT-4 5.1325. It's long, and the content is quite a journey. Basically, these researchers spent a teammate in the team. They're looking at how well computers, specifically these large language models or LLMs, understand time when we talk. It's a big deal because think about it. We're always saying things like yesterday, a while ago, or next Tuesday. Humans did. Mostly, but for an AI, that can be super tricky. Existing ways to test this, well, they were a bit limited, especially for the fuzzy time words. So with this paper traveler, this is introduce a new test, a benchmark. They call it, it's a set of 3,300 questions about everyday household events. Like Mary watched television on the 13th of January 2023, or more complicated. When was the last time Peter prepared risotto? And even who just prepared risotto? See, that just is vague. They wanted to see how LLMs handle three types of time talk. First, explicit references like a specific date super clear. Second, implicit ones, like last time, which depends on what happened before. And third, the really fun ones, vague references, like recently, online time ago. For these vague ones, they even did human surveys to figure out what people generally mean by recently. It's pretty clever, I think. They also changed how many events the AI to remember, from just 5 events up to 100. And what did they find? Well, that's kind of what I'd expect, but also not. False, but thought forward. And some of the Llama model, they did pretty well when the time was clear and there weren't too many events. But things got vague when the list of events got longer. The performance rate started to drop. My questions with the vague words were the hardest for all of them. It supports the ideas, right? That performance goes down when time words are less clear, especially with vague ones, and when there's more stuff to process. Now why should we care about this? Everyday lives. Imagine a chatbot that actually understands you. Can you say, you yelled me about the thing we discussed a few days ago? Not just a few days ago as a string of text, but what it means. This research helps build better eyes for that. Let's think about specific fields. First, machine translation. Getting temporal expressions right is crucial. He arrived versus they arrived 3 hours ago. It needs to be translated with the current norms of time. This benchmark helps test if translation models can handle that. Second, chatbots and dialogue systems. This is a big one. For an LLM to have a natural conversation, it needs to remember the flow of events and references to time. Like if you ask, what did I buy last week? The system needs to understand last week or relative today. Traveler helps push models to be better at this temporal reasoning. Third, information extraction, or text summarization. Imagine an AI tried to summarize a news report, a long historical document. It needs to understand the sequence of events, when things happened relative to each other, even if the text uses terms like man and the recent past. Better temporal reasoning means more accurate summaries, and a better extraction of key event timelines, compared to other tech or benchmarks. Traveler really digs into these specific areas, like vague temporal references and how women's cope with an increasing number of events to track. The paper says other benchmarks didn't systematically evaluate these, especially the vague stuff and long-end chains. So it's filling a really important gap. They tested models like Llama in different sizes and GAT4. Interestingly, Llama 3 sometimes did a bit better than GAT4 on explicit and implicit questions, even though it's smaller. And for vague questions, Llama 8 showed surprisingly good results. It shows it's not just about model size, Prompting also made a difference. Using the Laushang broad approach helped, and presenting events in natural language was better than structured JISCO. The easiest questions were the directed type, which are yes/no, but asking you or now often. And when was the last time? Those are much harder, requiring more complex reasoning. So the Traveler benchmark is a cool step towards making eyes that don't just talk, but understand the win of it all. The authors even suggest future work like giving LLMs a natural memory to store and retrieve event info. Fascinating stuff. Really makes you think about how we use time language.